In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to make decisions that are going to change your life. I'm also going to walk you through 3 to 5 of the most important decisions that we should all be thinking about. Before I jump into that, there's one super important point I want to make is that I heard this point years ago, and it's a profound thought when you let it sink in, but that most of us are living out the consequences of decisions that we made years ago. So I'm going to repeat that. Most of us are living out the consequences of decisions that we made years ago. What does this mean? If you went to school for a major or studied something that you now have a career in, let's say you don't really enjoy that career and you haven't been enjoying that career for a couple of years, if you look back, you probably made the decision to get into that career maybe 10 plus years ago, 20 plus years ago, when you were maybe in your late teens, early 20s, deciding on a major. And now you've probably been stuck in that career, studying that, and focused on that career for a couple of years, probably been dissatisfied. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you're living out the consequences of a decision that you made, not with a limited frame of mind, but definitely not with the frame of mind that you have now. Same thing with relationships and the people that we choose to spend time with, right? You might have a friend group that essentially helped mold your identity, and it's probably an identity that you don't even 100% love or are intentional about living out, right? So this will be a recurring theme in this video, but it's something that I want you to think about is that we our lives are a lagging indicator of the decisions that we made years ago, right? So jumping into the 3 most important life decisions that we all have to make. I didn't make this up. I got this from Naval Ravikant. So he's a really profound thinker, an angel investor, and you can look up his work. But he says that the 3 most important life decisions that we all have to make on a daily basis, not necessarily on a daily basis, but just in general, that we don't spend enough time thinking about is what we will do. So what we'll do for work, what we will do, what we'll work on in, as far as our projects, what we'll spend our time doing from an action standpoint. The second decision is where we will be. Excuse me, where we will be, right? So not enough. We don't spend enough time thinking about what cities we'll live in, what countries we'll live in, what kind of lifestyle we want, where we want to be close to. Is it the beach? Is it the mountains? Is it an urban city? Is it a rural city? What sort of environment will set us up for success based on the first decision that he talks about, which is what we will do, right? So those two decisions are where we will be and what we will do. The third decision that he talks about us having to make on a daily basis is who we will be with, right? Who are the people that are going to fuel us or are going to surround us when we're in pursuit of our goals and the most things that are important to us. I think that one thing that I'm trying to focus on and be more intentional about is who I'm spending my time with, who I am consuming information from, who am I letting influence me, right? Because we're social creatures at heart and we do care what people think about us. Uh, and too often, it's the wrong people that we allow into our lives and we allow their judgments to mold our behaviors and mold our actions. So who we are with is probably one of the most important decisions. I know there's the old adage that you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And, if the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. Um, so I think those decisions are worth thinking about is what we will do, where we will be, and who we will be with. I'm going to add 2 bonus ones that I think about, which is something very important, which is who do we want to be? I think this is profound just because a lot of action and a lot of belief and thought are pretty much downstream of how we think about ourselves. And it's powerful to think about who do we want to be in this life and in this world, right? What kind of person do we want to be? What kind of actions do we want to take? How do we think? How do we influence the people around us? Basically, it's a big thought and it's an overarching thought that um, there's a lot of ideas that can fall under that, which is who do we want to be? And then the most important, I'll leave you with one more, which is the most important daily decision I think we can make is, are we going to do what we set out to do. So every day we have a choice, right? We have a choice to be either proactive or reactive. We have a choice to, um, fall into distraction and temptation and, cravings and lust and different things like that. Or we can be intentional about who it is we want to be, which is the decision we just talked about. And then making that daily decision is, are we going to do what we said we're going to do? And ultimately, I think if I had to define discipline and consistency and self-awareness as a person, is it just, are we doing the things that we said we would do, and do those things fall in line with the person that we want to be? So I had this on my mind today, just basically how important decisions are, how decisions basically shape us, shape who we are, shape our world, and everything is downstream of decisions, right? You can't start anything, you can't change anything about your life unless you first make a decision. So hope this helps. Subscribe for more content like this, and just comment your opinion. What are the most important decisions that you make on a daily basis? Thanks.